Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is 3-Chord Dave. Today we're talking about the year 2022, the guitar company Epiphone, and what those two things might bring to each other. Let's get into it. Yes folks, 2022 and Epiphone coming right up. But first, let me say thanks to everybody who came to the live stream on Saturday. You guys rock, it was super cool. 2 hours of awesomeness nearly. And I think we'll go for 2 hours again this week. Because yes, we're doing it again. So on Saturday night, 10 p.m. Irish time, I'm going to have at least one beer with me. You guys are going to have whatever you have with you, wherever you are in the world. It might be breakfast, it might be lunch, but let's do it. We'll talk guitars, we'll talk music. We might even talk movies. We'll see what happens, but definitely a lot of fun stuff to happen on Saturday night. Now, if you're not subscribed to the channel, you haven't hit all notifications, you might miss out. You won't get a notification, you won't know, and you'll miss out that cool video. So definitely join us live Saturday night, 10 p.m. Irish time. We will have lots of crack and it'll be brilliant. So come along, it was good fun this week. I can't wait to see you then. Now, just a quick disclaimer before we get into this video about Epiphone. I'm not going to talk about Gibsons too much. Now I did do a video at Gibson predictions for 2022. That's linked up here and you can check it out at the end of the video as well. I'll put a link to it there and you can check it out. So I put some interesting things. Your thoughts and comments have been really great about them. Some great ideas came out of the comment section there. And yeah, I think some of the ideas floating around are really cool. And some of you liked the ideas I had for our Gibson's 2022 range. So we'll have to wait a few months to see what actually comes of it, but I do think it's going to be a big year for Gibson and Epiphone. And the other thing is, I spoke about signature models in the Gibson video. I'm not going to do that with Epiphone, and I'm not going to say, hey, Gibson's, we did the Gibson thing, do the same for Epiphone. Yeah, everything they make in Gibson, they should make in Epiphone. It's that simple, especially signature models. If a Gibson signature comes out, give it 6 months, bring out the Epiphone version. You should do that because it makes commercial sense. So anyway, we won't be talking about that. We've got some cool models to look at. Let's do it. So my first guitar in this prediction video is 2 guitars because I'm cool like that. Now, obviously over the last few months, you've heard a lot about Korina, Flying V's and Explorers. Yes, those beautiful guitars from 1958, the reissues, Murphy Lab, custom shop, all that nonsense. Now, the Murphy Lab ones were $20,000 and $30,000. It's a lot of money. And basically you had to know the right people or be the Trogley's Guitar Show to get one, or you could wait for the custom shop models. They came out, they were about $10,000 US each as well. I'm not sure if you can still get them, but there's a super cool ultra deluxe package you can buy where Mark Agnesi will meet you in Nashville, take you out for dinner, take your money off you and give you 2 guitars. What else do you want? But did you know that in 2008 Epiphone actually released Korina Flying V's, and I think Explorers as well, but Flying V's definitely. So there's no reason why they can't release Korina, Flying V's and Explorers now. The 2008 models, they came with kind of basic Alnico pickups. What I'd like them to do is pop Pro Bookers, yes I said it, Pro Bookers, into these, into 2022 Korina, Epiphone, Explorers and Flying V's. It would be a cool collection to have, and they could price them somewhere under $1,000, maybe 900 and so. Put some nice candy in the cases and make it a nice little package that you're buying. And if they wanted to be super cool, they could also do a modern, because that would be awesome to have all 3 of those with nice Epiphone headstocks on them. And that's the first thing I think they should do. There's been a lot of talk about these guitars, a lot of pricing, speculation and stuff like that. There's a lot of like, will there be a USA lineup? Well, let's do an Epiphone lineup. That'd be pretty cool. And the second guitar was always going to make an appearance on the list. It is a Les Paul, but it might not be the Les Paul that you're expecting, because it's something that Epiphone have done, but it was last done between 1998 and 2001. It is, of course, the Les Paul Deluxe. Now, the Les Paul Deluxe is something that I really love. I think it's a great guitar. It's got mini humbuckers, which are fantastic. And it always makes me think of Pete Townsend, which makes me think of The Who, which makes me think of being a teenager and listening to The Who. I'm not a teenager anymore, but you get me. If you've seen Almost Famous, when the dude finds the Tommy record, your life changes when you listen to The Who, it really does. So those guitars were cool. Gibson do a version, it's a really cool version, it's expensive though. And what I think Epiphone, it's been 20 years since Epiphone released a Les Paul Deluxe. why? Les Paul Deluxes are cool. So I think the last time, in the 98 to 2001 run of them, they had sparkle finishes. So you had baby blue sparkle, that's that one. You had gold sparkle, ebony sparkle, and white sparkle. So what I think you should do out there, Gibson, if you're listening, is Les Paul Deluxe from Epiphone, Pale and blue. That's all I want, just a pale and blue one. But if you make a gold top, that'd be awesome as well. Maybe do a cherry sunburst, and you know, that's all I want. Just those three colors, that'd be awesome. So let's make it happen, 2022, yeah? Cool. Now the next guitar is a really cool one that made a very short appearance in Epiphone's lifetime, and I think it should be brought back. It was only made between 1982 and 1983. It came in a really cool Epiphone branded chainsaw case. It's the Epiphone Spirit, a very cool looking guitar. And for me, it's something that Epiphone really could bring out and be like, this is our own thing, and it's separate, but you know it's a Gibson family guitar. But it is a very cool guitar. This was made, yeah, these were actually made in Nashville because they were Epiphone USA models. So they do on the secondhand market come in around €2,000 or so. But it's a cool model, and I'm very surprised they've never reissued it, to my knowledge. Now, you can correct me in the comments if you do know that they have been, but I don't think they've ever reissued them. There was a Spirit 2 at one point. I think that came a couple of years later. But I'd love to see them do a Spirit with a chainsaw. I know they have their protector case thing now. Do an Epiphone branded one of those, pop the Spirit into it, and ship them out. I'd buy one of those in pale and blue as well. So I think they're really cool. And it's a model that's different, you know. Everyone knows it's a Gibson model, but it's a Gibson family model when you look at it. And I just think they're great. I mean, they came in, I think, cherry sunburst. You got the tobacco burst here. You've got a couple of other colors, but I'd like to see them, as I said, in pale and blue, maybe a gold top and a cherry sunburst. Those are my colors right now for guitars. And the next guitar, I'm going to take you back to 1979 for a guitar that had a very short run. It was only actually produced between 1979 and 1981. So it's another one with a very short lifespan and a very Epiphone model. Epiphone? Anyway, it's another one they could bring out and say, this is our own thing. And I know they have their own original lineup, but this would be a cool addition, as would the Spirit. It is in fact the Sega Genesis. Epiphone Genesis, that's right. Yeah, there's no Sonic the Hedgehog in this, but if they brought it out and they put in Sonic Blue, man, you'd be killing me. I'd have to buy that as well. Or pale and blue, that'd be cool. Yeah, so it's the Genesis from Epiphone. These are really cool. Now, in 2013, there was a Genesis Deluxe Pro came out, and it was like, had flame tops and stuff like that, and it still had the elongated headstock. I think these are cool guitars, to be honest. The older ones, not so much the Deluxe Pro, but I think if they came out, they had good pickups in them. They were priced around $599. I definitely think of picking one up. I don't know. I think these are cool guitars. As I said, they were only around between 1979 and 1981, and that makes them kind of special to me. So I think they should bring them back out, have a very limited 2022 run, and I'd buy one in pale and blue. And this is the one you've been waiting for, because I think people are going to see the thumbnail and think I've lost my mind. This is a real thing, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Epiphone T310. 310? I don't know. The Epiphone T310, it's the T series. Basically, there was the T310 and the 310 Custom. And yeah, they kind of look like a major guitar from another major brand. Just in case you weren't aware, it looks a little bit like a Fender Telecaster. I'm sorry I had to point that out to you, but you know, that's what it looks like. And he's actually had quite a run. They first came out in 1986 and they lasted all the way until 1998. Now, they weren't made in huge numbers, but they were made every year up to then. So yes, they were bolt-on necks and they had a 25.5 inch scale length, but they also had, between 1986 and 1995, they had the Explorer headstock. I don't know if they got in trouble or just wanted to change it, but then from 96 to the end of production in 1998, they had the Batwing headstock on them. Both of them are cool and make it a little bit weird and awesome. Now, they came, I believe, in ebony. They came in sunburst, and I think there was also a white one. Now, there was also a yellow one, or a butterscotch blonde, which was the custom. And yeah, so my point for putting this in is that Fender have been having fun with doing stuff like, say, the Troublemaker Telecaster, where they basically put a Les Paul into a Telecaster body. I love that. I love that concept. I really do. I think Epiphone can have a little bit of fun at Fender's expense with this one. So I'm just putting it in there as like a cheeky recommendation for them. I think it'd be a lot of fun if they brought out the T310 again. I don't think Fender would come after them because they don't go after most companies who make Telecaster styles, and they didn't go after PRS when they made the Silver Sky. So, you know, and there is an S series as well, which is a Stratocaster Epiphone, but I like the Telecaster a bit better. So anyway, guys, those are my 5 predictions for Epiphone in 2022. I'd love to know your thoughts on these guitars, especially because 3 of them are things that we haven't seen in a very long time from Epiphone. I'd love to know your thoughts, particularly on the Spirit, because I think if you were to give me one of those guitars that hasn't been produced in a long time, it would be the Spirit in a Pelham Blue. And if I could get any guitar on the list from an Epiphone, it would be the Les Paul Deluxe. So those are my thoughts. I'd love to know yours. I'd love to know what you would like to see from Epiphone in the near future. Obviously, not everybody's going to get what they want. Signature model wise, I think we're going to get a good year from Epiphone as well. On the live stream the other night, I think it was Scott was the first one to mention the Tony Iommi SG Special. That would absolutely be cool. I know we're getting some B.B. King Lucille type guitars coming from Gibson and Epiphone in the near future. That should be announced in the middle of October. And there's going to be some more Slash stuff, because there always is. No Bonamassa at the end of the year too, because there always is. But there's some very interesting and cool things to come down the road from Epiphone. And guys, that's the video. Thanks very much for joining me. Don't forget to hit subscribe and notifications so that you're reminded about 3 Chord Dave live on Saturday, 10 p.m. Irish time. We're going to have a lot of fun. Bring all of your questions and your ideas, and we'll chat about lots of things. I'm collecting stories to bring to the session. We'll go for 2 hours. We'll have a lot of fun, hopefully. Anyway, I will see you then. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you again in the next one. Take care.